Joe, Coach Ralph, he's got the skills to show. Automated scripts running fast like a pro. From coding structures to security lines. Level up your game, leave the lag behind. In the lab, late night, watch the magic rise. Pipelines flowing clear, we reach for the skies. Tech Coach Ralph, got the codes, got the flows. Pipelines running slick, keep it clean as it goes. CI/CD, gotta keep it in sync. Push the button, watch it all link. Ayy. With every shift left, the confidence grows. Watch the test pass, that's how precision flows. Ralph's the mentor, guiding every move. Building up the passion, that's how we improve. Hands-on training, feel the rush. Getting things done in the tech crush. Tech Coach Ralph, got the codes, got the flows. Pipelines running slick, keep it clean as it goes. CI/CD, gotta keep it in sync. Push the button, watch it all link. Ayy. Automation dreams, we do it right. Tech Coach Ralph, shining bright.
Money.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Welcome back to a special Friday episode of the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show. And I am upset. Why am I upset? Because so busy today doing a bunch of stuff, and now when I go to right after I start the stream, I see that all of my overlays are not working, but I can get them back, but just not during the stream. So should have checked that. Didn't think that was going to happen, but it did. So we're not going to get some of our overlays today, but it's all good, because the most important thing is that we are here to review the weekly economic numbers. I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineering to win. I'm going to try to do something real quick, right? So I'm going to try to stream in two streams at once. So just give me a second as I set this thing up. Let's see what happens, all right? Let's see what happens. Let's find out. All right, let's see. There's no enabled output server. What does that mean? Let's see. Give me a second here. Trying to. Well, that might not work today, which is fine. I was trying to see if I could stream vertical and stream the way that we normally do. At the same time, I don't know. Let's figure it out. And then we'll get into the show because this is important. Well, I just want to try this out. I've been talking about it. This is a good show to try it out on. Let me see. Let me see if this works. Let's try that. All right, let me try. All right, just bear with me. Bear with me. Hang out with me for a second, right? Because I have to get the stream started in order to do this. So bear with me. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Let's go to here, here. And let's go here. We are doing a bunch of stuff. All right. Just hang in there with me. Let's see. Let's go to. All right. And what am I looking at here? What is this? I'm so confused. All right. Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out 100 things at once right now. All right. So just give me a second. Give me a second. All right. Let's go to here. And let's go to here. And I'm going to copy that. Copy that. Copy that. Copy that. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if this works. All right, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. I have no idea what's about to happen here, but let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. So I should be live on two. So I should be in vertical mode, and I should be in I should be vertical, and I should be regular stream. All right. So for anybody who wants to watch vertical, by all means, you know, we're just trying to attract more people, right? That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to attract more people. So I think it's working. I can see it working. Hopefully YouTube doesn't go crazy on this. Let's just figure it out. We'll figure it out. We will build it as we fly it. All right. So let me see anything else. Let me see one more thing. Let's turn that on. Done. Done. Cool. And let me do one more thing. I wanted to set this up on a lighthearted show, easy show, not too long, just to make sure that it works correctly. And I think we're good. I think we'll find out. Let's just hope for the best. All right, let's hope for the best. And the other one, let me see. Put this one over here, and I will duplicate that. Now you can choose which version. If you're on mobile, you can choose the mobile. If you're on the desktop, you can choose the desktop. We figure it out. All right, cool. Let's get to it. So welcome to the show. Welcome. Tonight is Friday, October 18th, 2024. I don't have some of my gadgets, but it's all good. It's all good because we're here for the show, right? I am Tech Coach Ralph. We're engineered to win. Tonight is, like I said, the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show, hosted by me and co-hosted from the chat by my guy Yakar and my guy Mitch. Mitch and Yakar, my besties. All right. So, what do we have to do today? Right? We have the jobless claims. We have the Commerce Department for the sales report and the U.S. Census Bureau for the key housing indicators. But before we even get into that, do me a big favor if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content, as well as go to techcoachralph.dev, where you can sign up for one-on-one coaching with me. We can work together, help you level up. Also have exclusive content, sprint reviews, Scrum nights, how to use LinkedIn, how to use Glassdoor, how to use AI to your advantage, how to write your resumes. I'm going to be going live probably in November, updating my resume. I like to do it like 2 or 3 times a year, updating my resume, just in case. So tons of information, techcoachralph.dev. Go over there, sign up, and you can sign up for free. You can upgrade later on, whatever the case may be, right? But that being said, let's get to the show. We got my guy, like I said, my co-host, Mr. Tech Pookie himself, Yakar in the building. Shout out to my guy, Yakar. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having an amazing day. We're live on Friday. We are live on Friday, folks. How about that? One of my rare Friday appearances. So, and then if we have enough time today, I'm looking to stop around 8 Eastern time. If we have enough time today, it's only 3 topics, but if we have enough time, I saw this explanation on tariffs, so we can spend some time on that. And then I do want to get to the, should we tax unrealized capital gains, right? Should we tax unrealized capital gains? All right, so let's get to it. All right, let's get to it. So, and I do have our Urban Dictionary of economic data available. The people who are watching on mobile, like on the vertical view, we don't have. I won't be able to show you the screen, but you can listen in and all that good stuff, right? And you can put something in the chat, and I will make sure to address your chat questions. All right. So that's the plan for today. Mitch says, if you need somebody with bars, I could have did the intro. I'll take whatever I can get, Mitch. I will take whatever I can get. You know that. But look at that. Mitch is on mobile. Your car is on desktop. I love it. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Let's get to it. We got, let me see. Let's go over to, let's share the screen. Hopefully this, all right, we're still good. So, like I said, let's pull up our LinkedIn article for the numbers to watch for the week. Hold on, let me close that. All right, there we go. So, retail sales and the mood of the consumer will take center stage this week as the U.S. Commerce Department releases its advanced monthly retail trade report for September on Thursday. While inflation continues to cool overall, the hiring rebounded last month. Consumer sentiment has unexpectedly dipped, a preliminary survey by the University of Michigan showed on Friday. Following the euphoria around last month's interest rate cut by the Federal Reserve, the first since 2020, the toll that price growth since the pandemic has taken is back in view. All right. So like I said, we have the jobless claims, we have the U.S. Commerce Department for the retail sales report, and we have the Census Bureau with the key housing market indicators. All right. So let me pull up our Bloomberg as well. How about that guy who was questioning President Donald Trump on Bloomberg the other day? That was a pretty feisty conversation, wouldn't you say? That was feisty, I must say. All right. Let me see. Mitch is saying mobile, what you talking about? You're watching on a vertical view, and what's wrong with the screen? You're watching on vertical. If you want to see the full screen on desktop, you can go to the desktop side. And you should be able to see it that way, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what you're looking at. I don't know, Mitch, what's going on. But I'm pretty sure you're watching on mobile, right? I'm pretty sure you're watching on mobile because I don't see you in the desktop chat. Your car's in the desktop chat. That's probably why you don't see your car. So if you want to see, okay, now I have no idea what's going on. I'm so confused, Mitch. Just don't mind me. I don't know what we're doing. But it's all good. It's all good. We're here to win. All right. So let's get to. I'm right. Maybe I am. I don't know what's going on, Mitch. I don't know. But let's get to it. Let's continue. So I'm gonna filter. Like Mitch, are you able to see the Bloomberg? I don't think you're able to see the Bloomberg, Mitch. I don't know. But let's go. So we're gonna filter down by US. We're gonna go to employment, and we're going to go to economic activity. I think it's those two that we need. Let's go to the top, the most important. And we have the retail sales, we have the initial jobless claims, and we are missing one. Oh, no, there we go. Core retail sales. I don't have the housing indicator. Let's see. Let me filter for where would be the housing on? Where would be the housing on? Let me see. Where is housing? That's what I'm saying. You're on mobile. You're on the vertical view, Mitch. If you want to get to the full view, you got to go to the I have the vertical view for those who are on the phone and they can't see all the details. You know, I'm just saying. I'm trying to do the vertical view, Mitch. Come on, give me a break here. Give me a break, Mitch. Let me see. Where would I find the housing one? Let's go to. Let me try all these right here. One of them should show up. All right, whatever. We don't need the housing one over here. Well, I have the housing somewhere else, right? So let's get started. Let's pull up our urban dictionary. I can't even start up my. What? Oh, let me see. I can't. I don't even have the timer on me to do it. So, anyways, so I'll just set my own timer here. We'll figure it out. All right. I'll keep an eye on the clock. So, the first one that we're gonna go to is the jobless claims. So, what I always like to do. What is the? Let me see here. All right, so let's do jobs. So we were just working on this on yesterday, and now we're using it. So search for jobs, and we want the weekly jobless claims. And now look at that. We have a page with the weekly jobless claims. Next Thursday, next Thursday coming up, we'll probably put a search here so we can search straight from here. So we don't have to go back and, and we're going to turn this right here into a link. I should just create a logo for it. But I am graphically prohibited, I guess. I don't know. What's the word? Graphically disabled. I'll go with that. Graphically disabled. So the weekly jobless claims, what is that? That's brought to us by the U.S. Department of Labor, and it is the Department of Labor's weekly initial jobless claim report is a count of how many people asked for help because they lost their job and couldn't find work that week, right? So people who just lost their jobs, so initial jobless claims. So to think about it as if it's a school where every week some kids might get sick and need to stay home, right? The school keeps track of how many kids are out sick each week to see if the number is going up or down. In the same way, the government counts how many people are asking for help because they lost their job. This report helps us understand how the economy is doing. If more people are asking for help, it might mean there are fewer jobs available. And if fewer people are asking for help, it might mean there are more jobs available. So here's a quick example for trucking, right? So every week, the U.S. Department of Labor counts how many people have recently lost their job and applied for government help, like unemployment benefits. These numbers are called jobless claims. It's like keeping track how many truck drivers, warehouse workers, and others are out of work and need some financial help to get by, right? So that's pretty much what it is. Right? So now let's get to our report. Let me see. There we go. Oh, nice. It opens up in a new tab, all right? So this is the week. So this is the report, right? And we're just going to go through this quickly. We always go through this, but it's going to be, just some information. In the week ending October 12th, the advanced figures for seasonally adjusted initial claims was 241,000, a decrease of 19,000 from the previous week's revised levels. The previous week's revised levels was revised up by 2,000 from 258 to 260,000. That's crazy. So the week before that, right, it was like 223 or 223 or 230 thousand, right? And then it took a jump to 258,000 last week, but then they revised it up even more. After. So, but it went down to 241 this week, right? So this past week, it went down to 241,000, which decreased 19,000, but still, that's a lot, right? That's a lot. The 4-week moving average, it was 236,250, an increase of 4,750 from the previous week's revised average. The previous week's average was revised up by 500 from 231,000 to 231,500, right? The insured unemployment rate is still 1.2. It's been 1.2 forever. Let me see. I'm not gonna read these. There's nothing significant in these numbers. October 5th was an increase of 9,000. Let me see. Anything else that stands up? Let me see. No. All right. So let's go down all the way to. All right. So there were the initial claims for UI benefits filed by former federal civilians. Employees totaled 345 in the week ending of October 5th, an increase of 34 from the prior week. There were 477 initial claims filed by newly discharged veterans, an increase of 108 from the previous week. There were 3,929 continued weeks claimed filed by former federal civilian employees the week ending September 28th, a decrease of 104 from the previous week. Newly discharged veterans claiming benefits totaled 4,694, an increase of 73 from the prior week. So, so it keeps tracks of former federal civilians and veterans who are trying to get work and they can't. The highest insured unemployment rate in the week ending September 28th were New Jersey at 2.2. Shout out to New Jersey, always running it up. California at 2, Puerto Rico at 1.8, Rhode Island at 1.8, Washington at 1.8, Nevada at 1.8, Massachusetts at 1.5, New York 1.5, Illinois 1.4, Connecticut at 1.3, and Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of, I see that's how bad I am about like the rest of the states in this country. I didn't know anything about Pennsylvania being called a Commonwealth. I don't even know what a Commonwealth is. I'm going to have to look that up. What the heck is a Commonwealth, right? But the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, not the state, but the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The largest increase in initial claims for the week ending of October 5th were in Michigan at almost at 10,000, but it's 9,389. What? North Carolina, 8,714. That kind of makes sense for North Carolina, maybe if with the hurricanes and stuff like that. Ohio, 4,648. I mean, you think about North Carolina, of how many businesses might be out of commission, got wiped out. Ohio, 4,648. California, 4,068. Florida had some issues in the Tampa, in the West Coast region in Orlando, while the largest decreases were Wyoming at -24, Idaho at -21, Louisiana at -13, Massachusetts at -12, and Alaska at -10. All right. That concludes our review of the weekly jobless claims. Let's go back to full screen. All right. Look at that. We are doing well. All right. So we got, Mitch finally made it to the right side. What's up, Mitch? Mitch says, a bunch of, it happens, Mitch, but you're here, but you made it. I'm just trying to reach more people. I'm for the people, Mitch. I am for the people. So if people are mobile and they want to watch on their phone, then I'm going to make it available for them. If people are on the computer and they want to see all the stuff, then I'll make it available for them. Eventually, I'm going to find a way to show the screen on the mobile and make it work, right? But we're here and we're getting after it. We are getting after it.
Let's get it.
All right. So now let's see what's next. We're going to be looking at the U.S. Commerce Department releasing its retail sales. Let me get Mitch off the screen. All right. So let's get to it. We are going to go over to our Urban Dictionary. Yeah. Gonna have to. We have a lot of work to do on our Urban Dictionary. I am gonna release it eventually though, right? But before we go on, do me a favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, especially if you're on mobile. I had to go through a bunch of things to figure out how to get the mobile for you guys so that it can be very, very convenient for you to watch. So thank you guys so much for watching, for tuning in. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, as well as go to techcoachrap.dev. You can sign up for free. We have exclusive content that you will not find anywhere else. And there is nobody who can present it like me. I'm just going to say it right now. Nobody can present it like me. All right. Like my guy, your car likes to say, nobody has swagger like us. Okay. So let's get to the next one. We're going to be looking for retail. Let me see. What do we find retail? So Commerce Department report on retail sales. So that's the one that we want. Let's click on that and look at that. Oh, I love this Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. Shout out to the Urban Dictionary. Shout out to the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. I'm just saying. All right. So let's get, all right. So what is this report, right? So what is the Commerce Department's report on retail goods? So it is a part of the U.S. government that deals with business and trade. They put out so the Commerce Department is a part of the U.S. government that deals with business and trade. They put out a report that tells us how much stuff people are buying in stores and online. This stuff is called retail goods. Why is this important? So it's important for 4 reasons: economic health check, jobs, business decisions, and investments. Okay. So imagine the economy as a big machine. This report helps us see if the machine is running smoothly or if it needs fixing. If people are buying lots of stuff, it means they have money and feel good about the future. This is a sign of that the economy is healthy. Jobs, all right? So for jobs, when people buy more things, stores and companies need more workers to make and sell those things. So a good report can mean more jobs. So that means a bad report means less jobs. Business decisions. Companies look at this report to decide what to make more of and what to sell. If they see that people are buying a lot of one thing, they might make more of it. Investments. Investors use this information to decide where to put their money. If retail sales are up, they might invest more in companies that sell goods. So why the hell should you care about this? Right? Why the hell should you care, right? I don't know. Why should you care? Let's find out. Let's find out why you should care about this, right? So even if you're not a business owner or an investor, this report can still affect you. Yes, it can affect you, right? Here's how. Prices. If people are buying a lot of certain items, the prices of those items might go up because they are in demand, supply and demand. It's not price gauging or price gouging, it's supply and demand. If more people want it, so during a hurricane, everybody, you guys remember during the pandemic, right? People were fighting to the death, yes, to the death, over toilet paper, right? Over toilet paper. I'm sorry, I saw fights, right? Over toilet paper. Was there ever really a toilet paper shortage? Not really, but they were fighting to the death, right? And what happened was the price of toilet paper, the price of the brick went way up. The price of the brick went way up because they were fighting over toilet paper. The price of water, all that stuff went up. Was that price gouging? I don't think so. I think it was supply and demand. More people want it, it costs more. Simple as that, right? If a car, right? If it becomes, if there's very limited supply of it left, then people can sell it for is it price gouging when they sell I don't know the years of these cars, but let's say a 1962 Ford Mustang that's in mint condition. If they sell it for $100,000 when they bought the car, they probably bought it for $5,000. Is that price gouging? I don't think so. I think it just makes you a smart business person. That's all. That's what I think about it. Anyways, I digress. Job market. If the report shows that sales are strong, it can mean more job opportunities for you and others. Economic stability. A good report means that the economy is stable, which can make it easier for families to plan for the future, buy homes, and save money. Yes, money. We love to save money.
Money.
Economic stability. A good report means the economy is stable, which can make it easier for families to plan for the future, buy homes, and save money. In short, the Commerce Department report on retail goods is like a health check for the economy, showing us how much people are buying and helping us understand if things are going well or if there are problems that need fixing. It needs fixing, all right? So let's get to an example. Let's say you are a barbershop owner. Yes, you're a barbershop owner, right? You got to get your haircut. All right? The barbershop notices that customer traffic has been inconsistent lately, right? I'm in a bind, Nate. It happens, all right? The barbershop note. All right, upon reviewing the Commerce Department's latest retail report, the owner learns that consumer spending on non-essential items like luxury goods and grooming services has decreased in the last quarter. Additionally, the report highlights a rise in online retail and household saving behavior, suggesting that people are cutting back on discretionary spending. How can the barbershop owner benefit, right? So, promotional offers. In response, the owner could introduce discounts or loyalty programs to encourage repeat visits, focusing on affordable grooming packages that appeal to budget-conscious customers. So here's a question, right? I don't know why I chose a barbershop example. Maybe because I saw people at a barbershop on TV today. But this example is amazing. Imagine if our small businesses, right? if they actually took the time to look at these reports and see what the trends are so that they can adjust, right? So they can adjust and make wise decisions, know when to offer promos, know when to raise prices, know when to drop prices based on these economic indicators, right? And this is why we do this show here. This is why we do this show here, right? I'm just saying, all right? So let's see. Collaboration with product retailers. The report indicates growth in personal care product sales. For example, beard oils. I love me some beard oil, right? You know, or grooming kits. I just got a haircut today, like right before I came on the show. That's why I pushed it back. 15 minutes because I had to get it. I was getting a haircut, right? The owner could partner with product suppliers to sell these items in the shop, creating an additional stream of revenue. Adjusting operating hours. If the report hints at a lower foot traffic during certain periods, the owner could change the hours of operation to reduce overhead costs while ensuring the shop is open during peak hours. Targeted marketing. If the report identifies a decline in consumer spending overall, but growth in holiday or seasonal retail, the owner could plan for seasonal marketing campaigns that align with times when consumers are more willing to spend. For example, holiday gift grooming packages, all right? So that is the breakdown of the retail goods, the report on retail goods, right? And this is very, very important. I think this is so important, right? I think this is so important because being business-minded, we now start to look, okay, what can I look for? What type of promotions can I offer? Things of that nature. So I think it's pretty great. This is great. I really love this example. Really love the Urban Dictionary. I commend my guy Yakar for giving it the name of the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data, and us just like, hey, like why are we using this stupid Google Doc, right? Not that Google Docs are stupid, but us using it for this while we're like, we might be reviewing this economic data right now, but we are a tech channel. We are a technology-based channel, so we find technology solutions. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here, you know? So that's why I love this this Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. All right. So now let's actually get to the report. Let's get to the report. So what do we have here? September 2024, we had 714.4 billion in advanced monthly sales, 0.4%. The August 2024 revised is 711.3 billion. About 3.1 billion in change. What's up, Fanny P? How you doing, Fanny P? And my guy, Mysify, how you guys doing? Gonna check out your chats in just a minute after we get through this one. Before we get to our last indicator to review, I'm going to address the chat. But advanced estimates of U.S. retail and food services. Advanced estimates of U.S. retail and food services for September 2024, adjusted for seasonal variation and holiday and trading differences, but not for price changes, were 714 billion, an increase of 0.4% from the previous month and up 1.7% from September 2023. The total sales for July 2024 through September 2024 period were up 2.3% from the same period a year ago. The July 2024 to August 2024 percent change was unrevised from 0.1%. Mitch, I have a question for you, Mitch. I have a question, right? I can't see the whole screen. All right. I have a question for you, Mitch. Could it be that just due to inflation and them raising the prices, you know how your car pays $17.23 for a carton for a dozen of eggs, right? Is it because is the retail sales numbers going up because they raised the prices on everything? So is it that they're selling less items, but they're moving less weight because the price of the brick went up? Is that possible? I don't know. It just hit me right now. I could be totally wrong. I'm just curious. Let me know. Let me know what you think, bitch. As the co-host of the show, I'm curious to know your thoughts. All right. And Mitch says right on time, he says yes. He said, yup. And then he says, selling less but more expensive. Says, wait, you are sick.
Ain't believing us.
They ain't believing us, Mitch. They did not believe in us, but we're here. We are here in the building. All right. So let's see what else he said. So retail trades were up 0.3% from August 2024, up 1.4% from last year. Non-store retailers were up 7.1% from last year. So that means like, I guess online stores? Yeah, online stores like Amazon, Walmart selling online, wherever else. They were up 7.4%, plus or minus 1.4%, from last year, while food services and drinking places were up 3.7% from September 2023. I mean, definitely I can understand drinking places and the bars and stuff like that because you gotta be drinking with the way that inflation has been hitting you. It's probably cheaper now to get a drink than to get a bottle of water. It's rough out here. It is rough out here. All right, let's see. Advanced monthly retail trades. Let me see. Let's take a quick look at this. Let's see what's in here. Is it the same data? Yep, same data. Same data. Yep. So that's it for this one. That is it for this one. Let's wrap that one up. All right. So let me see what the chat has to say. All right. So we got my guy in the building, me, myself. What's good?
I appreciate you.
Hopefully you're having an amazing, amazing evening. So happy as always to see my guy here. Keep up the good work. Keep up the content. Yeah, I love the videos that you make. I have to go back. I have to go back and watch them because I'm so busy. I have missed some, but I love the videos that you make working on your cars, on how you hooking up the sound systems, those 12s. I'm telling you, I don't know if I mentioned. I had a 1994 Chevy Caprice white with a, what was that? I think it was a 5.7 liter. And I had 4 12s in the back. And I had one of those, this was back in like 2003, 2004-ish. And it had the Pioneer screen that came and flipped out. That I love that car. And I had like racing wheels on it too. I had racing wheels on it. I had some rims, but I also had racing wheels. Those racing wheels were amazing on that car. And it was like a dual exhaust. What's the name? What's the name of that? Of the muffler brand, the exhaust brand. I forgot the name of it, but that was such a nice car. That was a nice car. I also had my favorite car though. My favorite car was my 1997 Pontiac Grand Prix GTP Coupe. That was my favorite car out of all of them. But some idiot messed that car up, ran into the back of me and messed the car up, right? But I digress. When I'm telling you, when I see me, myself in the building, I think about cars. Right? So, being from Detroit, where like those cars were produced. Shut up. Telling you, man. I'm telling you, I love those cars. All right. Anyways, I digress. Let me continue. See, me, myself, taking me down memory lane. I tell you. Mitch says, don't ask me how I know it's a good business, talking about the barbershops. If it's done right. I think that's part of the problem, though. Do the people who have these barbershops, do they do it right, or is it just a place to hang out and have a great time? It says excuses always. Well, that's true. That's true. I will hold that L. Mitch says, I know shops that stay open until 9 to 10, and it's not in the hood, and they look like us. What? Are you saying they look very, very very, very intelligent young men? Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
We the best.
I always had this thought, right? Mitch. If I was, let's say I had, so my thought was, right? Let me know what you think about this, right? I had a thought of having these service companies, right? Like auto repair shop, not really a barbershop because you need the actual person, but let's say auto repair shop, right? To have it open overnight, right? So have like an overnight mechanic so they can bring in the car and like, so while you're at home sleeping, your car is getting repaired. And then in the morning you get your car and you're good to go. So you don't have to take like, you don't have to like do it over a weekend, or you don't have to go and take a day off to like try to do whatever you need to do. So you could drop your car off and then you go and you take, like you handle your night and then you just pick up your car in the morning. That's a thought that I had for a very long time. Like, why don't they just have an overnight car repair shop? Instead of like, oh, you have like now you show up for an oil change, you have to wait 2 hours. Like, can't I just drop it off and pick it up in the morning? That was my thought. I don't know. I could be off. I could be off. We got Fanny P in the building. Fanny P, make sure you tell your car thank you for that gifted membership. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Always a pleasure to see you here.
I appreciate you.
And that's what Mitchell was saying. Yup, selling less but more expensive. And it says it's kind of like when they have 500 orders of something. Doesn't mean they made any sales. Paid purchase orders and random invoices are two different. Oh, okay, so paid purchase orders and random invoices are two different things. Makes sense. Makes sense. Says Ralph telling grandpa stories. You know, it's just I should have played this to go down memory lane. Gotta remember that for next time. It says the Pioneer TV was sweet inside the car. I had one of those. I'm telling you, just come out and flip up. Oh my goodness. I won't tell you what I used to watch on that though. I'm just saying. It says just had to Gorilla Tape my roof. Broke all the weldings to my bracing. How did that happen? Says my favorite was a 1990 Toyota Corolla. Nope. My favorite. Oh my god. Oh my god. You see, so I had so many cars. Oh my god. My very first car, all right, I'm going to say my very first car was a car that my dad bought that was supposed to be given to me, but he said he did take backs, right? But I drove it for a while. It was a very fast car. It was an Acura, not the Integra, not the Legend. Damn it, what was the name of that car? Let me see. Acura. Damn it. It wasn't a Legend. It looked like a Legend though. It wasn't a Legend. But it looked like a Legend, but it wasn't a Legend. But then my own very first car was a 1993 Dodge Intrepid. It was green. Rode that car till the transmission died like 3 times. I had a what's the name? A Chrysler Concorde. That was a nice one. I had the Chevy Caprice, 94 Chevy Caprice. I had the Grand Prix. I had a Nissan Maxima. I think it was a 95 Nissan Maxima. It was a really nice one, but I never got around to fixing it all the way. I had a 93 Honda Civic Coupe. I had a Buick, but I forgot what type of Buick it was. I'd have to look it up, but I had a Buick. It was like 87 Buick or something like that. I don't remember the year of it. And then as I started getting more modern, I had a 2011. Was it? No, it wasn't 2011 because I didn't. Maybe it was. I don't remember the year, but I had a Honda Civic Coupe, which was white, but it was like in the 2000s. Then I also had a 2004 Honda Accord that was on 20s, and now I have a 2014 Honda Accord. I had so many cars. Let's see. And had a 5.7 LT1 with floor mats. I think that was that, right? But look at that. Memory lane says they do have that 24-hour service. I never heard of it. Where? I've never seen that. I've never heard of that. Says, but most overnight is mobile trucks. Huh? What? Oh no, I'm just saying. I don't know. We got my guy back in the building. My guy, your car. What's up, your car? Your car says mine was that 2001 Cadillac SLS North Star engine. Okay. Why am I sick? What are you talking about? What did I do? What did I do? The pop out used to have corn on it because rappers used to say it. This is bass, loud bass. Okay. Oh, you're messing up your car. When they put the PlayStation in the car, you was the that Corolla I bought from 300 for 300 from my grandma. I bought that Buick for my cousin, the mechanic, for 500 because what did I have? I forgot what I had an emergency. I needed to buy that car, and then that car rode. So with that Buick car, I was at school, like at the college place, and I came back out from school, and the car was gone. Somebody stole the car. And I will not confirm nor deny if I had insurance on the car, right? Or valid insurance. I will not say that I did or I will not say that I didn't, right? But when I filed the police report, he's like, "Oh, where's your insurance information?" I'm like, "Oh, it was in the car." I'm like, "Oh, it was in the car." But funny enough, I got the car back. The police found the car somewhere. I went and picked it up. I had to drive the car with a screwdriver for a while. It was crazy. Let's see. Mrs. Dang, you were in the street corner to corner. You know how we do. No. Never, ever. Nope, not us. Not here. Nope, not doing that. Says they have mechanics overnight. I've never seen a mechanic overnight. All right, I never seen. I mean, I'm sure mechanics exist overnight, but I've never seen them actually work through the night. It's always like on a set schedule. I could see maybe I could see a mechanic who does it like from their house, but I'm talking about a actual establishment where they're 24/7, right? And you can take your car at 10 p.m. at night. They have insurance and stuff like that. They have a building where they're gonna have your car, and then they can do whatever they do, and then you come back and fix it. So you have 3 shift mechanics, right? Or maybe whatever. So one for the regular, like a couple for the busy time. Then you have one for the afternoon shift, and then one overnight. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Let me see. Me myself I says North Star sucks. Your cousins whoa. We're not gonna go to that. See, I almost read your car. Okay, let's skip that. Let's say Ralph had all the tuners from Need for Speed. I'm just saying. Said had your fault insurance. We're not gonna talk. You see that was 20 years ago. Okay, 20 years ago. All right. I'm just saying. Don't come at me, all right? Don't come at me.
I'm a knucklehead at times.
All right? I'm just saying. Says that's why they added the chips. That's a fact. It was like I think it was like 80 something, and they took it. Just because you never saw it doesn't mean it's. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying it's not, I'm just saying I never saw it. So if it exists, I think that's awesome. I'm just saying I never saw it. That's all. Says they don't have that. They have the mobile real companies. They do it mobile. I'm telling you, my cousin had a mobile mechanic service, right? I'm just saying, I know that. I'm just saying, I think it would be cool to have a actual physical auto shop where you can go and take your car and they have it, and then you go home and you do whatever you do, and then you come back, right? Because honestly, I don't want a mobile mechanic working outside my house in the middle of the night. I just don't want that. That's me personally. I do not want a mobile mechanic outside my house while I'm sleeping working on my car. And what if they're making a lot of noise and it affects the neighbors, right? We have digressed so far off the topic of the show, but you know how we do here. You know how we do. They do have that get out of the hood. Then what are you talking about? I am not in the hood, right? I'm not in the hood, right? So, anyways, that was a great conversation. But we're gonna get to our next part of the show. Do me a favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live and drop new content, as well as go to techcoachralph.dev. Sign up for free, tons and tons of exclusive content. It's amazing, all right? And you can sign up for one-on-one coaching with me if you want to level up in your tech skills. But because here's an example. Leveling up in your tech skills from just reading on a weekly basis, the numbers to look for. We ended up starting this show, right? We ended up starting the show, and then we ended up building a React app so that we can use our own software as the source of information to easily understand this economic data. So we do so much, and I'm telling you, I was on a coaching call today, right? And I'm talking to my tech barbarian, and I'm like, well, you're actually working at a company right now. Did you ever think about trying to maneuver your way into the tech department? And then we started coming up with so many different ideas that now probably going to start enjoying and appreciating the job that they have now due to the technology that we can bring to that job to help them level up in their company and then in their next company, right? We do so much. techcoachrap.dev. Sign up today. I have ideas over ideas over ideas, all right? Let's see. Your car says, don't disrespect the V8 North Star. It gave you a million problems and sucked up a lot of gas, but when it ran, it ran. That's true. Those Cadillacs were fast. I used to be on the I-20 going 130, right? I was gonna say, and those cars, like, cause my GCP was supercharged. That means I had to put premium gas. But I'll share the story about it. I have to find the pictures of it, but I'll share the story of the GTP after we go through our last at the end of the show. At the end of the show, I'll share my GCP stories. But I love that car so much. I gotta find another one. But I love that car so much. Another car that I did like was that Pontiac. What was it called? It wasn't called a V8, but it was I forgot the exact name of the car, but they had the two hood scoops, right? And it was a 4-door. Oh, I forgot the name of it, but that car was so beautiful. All right, let's get back to work. All right. I'm sorry. I love talking about cars. I love cars. Okay, so let's get back to our economic dictionary. So let's see here. So we're looking at the Census Bureau, right? Census Bureau, the key housing indicators. So we are going to, let me go back 2 times. All right. And we're going to it's right here. Census Bureau report on housing indicators, right? So what is this report? So the Census Bureau is a part of the US government that collects and provides data about people and the economy. One of the reports gives us information about housing indicators. This includes things like how many houses are being built, how many are being sold, and what prices they're selling for. So why is this report important, right? So it's like an economic health check economic health check, jobs, business decisions, and investments. The same thing as the retail report, right? But this one is geared towards housing. So just like with retail goods, housing is a big part of the economy. If lots of houses are being built and sold, it means the economy is doing well. People are confident enough to buy homes, and builders are busy working. Jobs. Building houses creates jobs for construction workers, electricians, plumbers, and many other people. If more houses are being built, it means more job opportunities. Business decisions. Companies involved in building and selling homes use this report to make decisions. If they see a lot of new homes being built, they might invest more in construction materials or hire more workers. Investments. Investors look at housing indicators to decide where to put their money. If housing markets is strong, they might invest in real estate or companies that build homes. So why the hell should you care about this information? Okay, why should you care? So even if you're not looking to buy or build a house, this report can still affect you. Here's how. Home prices. Many people are buying houses. Prices may go up. This can be good if you or your family own a home because it becomes more valuable. Rent prices. The report can also affect rent prices. If your homes are being built, there might be less housing available, which could make renting more expensive. Or if you import people, right? If you import people, right? Then that importation, that's going to also drive the prices up because there's a limited amount of homes. And now there are more competition for those homes. And now if we add that the government is giving these people money to actually pay for these homes, that means their money goes a lot longer than your money goes. So now you can't afford the home. And now you're on the outside looking in. So that's also how the housing indicators can affect you. Neighborhood development. If the report shows a lot of new homes being built, it could mean new neighborhoods and communities are growing, which can bring new schools, parks, and stores to your area. Economic stability. A healthy housing market is a sign of a strong economy. This stability can make it easier for families to plan for the future, get loans, and feel secure in their jobs. So let's take an example of the grocery store owner. The grocery store owner operates in a suburban area and notices a slight increase in foot traffic. The latest housing indicators report from the Census Bureau shows that new residential housing permits and home constructions are rising in the neighborhoods, indicating that more families are expected to move in the next year, right? So that means that grocery store owner is going to be getting more clientele. And so now that means that they can start charging $18.52 for a dozen eggs. Golden eggs, but still $18.52, right? So how the grocery owner can benefit. Forecasting demand growth. With more homes being built, the owner can anticipate a higher demand for essential items like food, beverages, and household supplies like toilet paper. They could increase inventory to meet the needs of new residents, store expansions, or new locations. If the report identifies significant growth in a particular area, the owner might consider opening a new location or expanding the current store to cater to the growing population. Tailoring product offerings. If the report provides insight on the type of homes being built, for example, luxury homes or affordable homes, by affordable they probably mean Section 8 or project building, I'm guessing, right? The owner could adjust product lines. For example, higher income areas might need more premium goods, while mild range neighborhoods might prefer affordable products. So pretty much getting, cereal that's in the bag, I guess, or like what's the name, Mitch? Your car. What's the name of the off market, the off brand Fruit Loops? Right? Is it Fruity Loops or Cheerios? Is it Circle O's or something? I don't know. But yeah, so let's see. All right, so timing promotion around new housing developments. As families move into the new homes, the store could offer new mover discounts or grocery delivery promotions to attract new residents early. Hiring and staffing plans. Knowing about the housing growth can help the store plan for staffing needs, ensuring that they have enough employees to handle increased customer value. All right, so that's that. So very helpful. I mean, I love these examples, actually. I actually love these examples, the one for the barbershop, the one for the grocery store owner. It gives you a new perspective. And I just wonder, do business owners actually think about how they can use these reports to see how they can adjust, right? How they can adjust? Because let's say with the housing indicator, well, this is not a housing indicator, but let's say something similar, right? So let's say they're building a commercial building, right? And they're going to have capacity for 50 offices in there, right? And they say these buildings can house about 1,000 people. So knowing that this is coming, you should start planning effectively to be able to handle these customers, right? So that's pretty cool. I think these reports are very, very useful. Very, very useful, all right? So let's actually get to the report now. I love this dictionary. I just click on the link and then it just takes me straight to the report that I need. That is absolutely amazing. Clap it up for our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. It's not perfect, but it's getting us there.
We the best.
All right, so new residential construction, October 18th. That was yesterday, or that's today. It came out today. I thought it was Saturday, right? So the change from September 2024 is down 0.5%. But it is up from, August 2024. All right, we're gonna have to read this because this is not making sense to me. So it was up plus 7.8% in August 2024, but it's down 0.5% in September 2024. Is that what you're telling me? Well, let's read the press release. Let's see what's, are you serious? I want to Can I just read it somewhere? Oh, okay, just click over here. All right, so this page provides national and regional data on the number of new housing units authorized by the building permits. Authorized but not started, and under construction and completed. The data are for new privately owned and housing units, new privately owned housing units, excluding HUD code, manufactured mobile homes. So HUD code is manufactured mobile homes. The data are from the Building Permit Survey and from the Survey of Construction, SOC, which is partially funded by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Local building permit data may be found on the Building Permit Survey webpage. All right. Let's see. So I guess we want this one. Let me see. I guess we want this one. Okay, so there we go. So monthly new residential construction, September 2024. Building permits, 1,428 or 1,428,000. Housing starts, 1,354,000. Housing complete, 1,680,000. But with all these housing completes, they want to build in the next 4 years. They're advocating to build 3 million more homes. Looks like we don't have a building problem. It looks like we don't have a building problem, right? Looks like we have a buying problem. Looks like 10% interest rate on homes we just can't afford. All right, I'm just exaggerating. It's really like 7% from what Mitch. Let's see what is the interest rate today? Interest rate for homes today. It is, as of October 18th, 2024, a 30-year fixed rate is 6.5. So look, Mitch, it looks like it went down just a little bit. 15 years is 5.6, and 5-year adjustable rate mortgage is 7.5. Good Lord, that's a high interest rate. And then in 5 years, who knows what it might balloon to? All right. Credits, so, and it'll affect your credit score. So based on your credit score though, because like if you have one of those 252 credit scores, if it goes that low, then you'll probably have an interest rate of like 50%. I'm just saying, all right. I know some people are going to call it predatory lending, but hey, maybe you shouldn't, you see, is it possible that, see, now I'm digressing. I'm digressing now, right? Is it possible that you wouldn't have predatory lending if you, the spender, didn't have predatory spending, right? It looks like you have a spending problem, not a lending problem. I'm just saying, I know Mitch is going to come after me for that one, but guess what? It is what it is. It is what it. I said it, and I stand on it. All right. Let's go back to our report. So, building permits. Privately owned housing units authorized by building permits in September were at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1,428,000. This is 2.9% below the revised August rate of 1,470,000 and is 5.7 below the September 2023 rate of 1,515,000. So let me read that again. Privately owned housing units authorized by building permits in September were seasonally adjusted rate were 1 million. So it went down. So for privately owned housing units authorized by building permits, it went down. So that means we were approved to build less in September than we were in August, and also less than we were in September of 2023. All right, gotcha. Single family authorization in September were at a rate of 970,000. This is 0.3% above the revised August figure of 967,000. Authorizations of units in building with 5 units or more were at a rate of 398,000. In September, housing starts. Privately owned housing starts in September were at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1,354,000. This is 0.5%, plus or minus. Wait, is this the margin of error? 13. Wait. All right, wait. Just give me a sec. Give me a second here. Mitch, your car, is this plus or minus 13 the margin of error? So you're saying this is a 0.5% below the revised August estimate of 1,361,000 and is 0.7%, but the margin of error is 13%? How do you have such a big margin of error? Like, if the margin of error on a test was that big, that would be that would be like 2 grades. I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding, right? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. I'll check it in the chat once we get there, right? Let's see. Single family housing starts in September were at a rate of 1,027,000. This is 2.7% with a plus or minus margin of error of 13.4% above the revised August figure of 1 million. The September rate for units in building with 5 units or more was 317,000. Housing completions. Privately owned housing completions in September were at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1,680,000. This is 5.7% below the revised rate. Maybe we do have a housing shortage. I don't know. Or maybe we should try. Maybe we should try not bringing in a bunch of people first, right? I'm just saying. Let's figure out the housing first, and then we see what we can do. I'm just saying, right? Anyways, I digress. Let me see. Where were we? So privately owned housing completions in September were at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1,680,000. This is 5.7%, or plus or minus 19% below the revised August estimate of 1,781,000, but is 14.6%, 11.9 plus or minus above the September 2023 rate of 1,466,000. Single family housing completions in September were at a rate of 1 million. This is 2.7% or plus or minus 7.8% below the revised August rate of 1,028,000. The September rate for units in buildings with 5 or more units was 671,000. All right, that's it. That is that story. So let's go back to full screen. And I'm going to check the chat. All right, so we have, like your car says, hit the like, chumps. I'm just saying, that's your car, not me. I would never call anybody here a chump. And and you're gonna say, but you just called us chumps last week. I'm like, no, I was only talking to my best friend Mitch. I'm just saying. The G8, yes, G8. Yeah, oh my God, that car is so, you know what? I gotta pull it up now. I love that car. I never even been in one of those cars, but just oh my God, look at that car. Look at that car. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. Let me see if I can get a nice size picture of it. Look at that. That car is a beauty. Oh my God, that car is beautiful. Look at those. Oh my God, look at those hood scoops. It's so beautiful. I have a tear in my eye. I really wish I could have got one of those cars. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that car. So look at the two. You got the two exhausts right there. No inside pics? No inside pictures? With a sunroof too? Oh my God. A V8 engine. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at the spoiler. Look at those tires. Oh, look at that inside. Look at that bad. Oh my God. All right, I'm sorry. The GTO was nice, but the GTO was. Am I thinking about the wrong car? I thought the GTO was smaller, but that G8, I love that G8. Yeah. They're releasing a new. Wait, how could they be releasing a new GTO? Is Pontiac making a comeback? Don't call it a comeback. Is Pontiac making a comeback? It says looks nice. I'll get that instead of the Hellcat. I like the Hellcat too. I love the Dodge Challengers as well. I love those too. I'm not crazy about the Chargers, but love the Challengers. How will they make a GTO with Pontiac being? That's what I was wondering. Fruity O's, I think you're right, Mitch. I think you're right. Fruity O's, fruit rings. It could be that. They might have different names for them. Somebody probably brought the brand name and decided to bring it back. Fruit rings, okay. Says I'm from the hood. You know, I came up on the fruit rings. Okay. Me too. Do they still sell Apple Jacks? Your car says sour straws. Bitch, that's indeed. It says, but your girl want to give $25K. They still can't afford it. Oh. Most people now not even doing 30 years. They're doing 40 to 45 years. Can you imagine that, right? Getting a mortgage for possibly longer than half of the time that you'll be alive. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Bruh.
Well, that got dark really quickly. All right. Lowest is 300. I get what you're saying though. you know, I like to exaggerate. It says, how can you survive on $10 to $15 an hour when you have 2 to 3 kids? Stop it. You're going to say, who told them to have kids? I would never say such a thing. Right? What I would say actually is, why the hell did they have kids? That's what I would say. All right. Sorry. I apologize. I mean, but Mitch. All right, Mitch. Here's another question. Why should I care? Right? Why should I care?
Do not come.
Right? Just saying. Why should me or you or me Mightify or your car or Fanny P or all the other 100,000 viewers that we've had, why should they care or be responsible for somebody else's bad decisions? Now, if it's some type of tragedy that happened, I totally get you. Right? And I'm open to help on that. But if you went out and made bad decisions on your own, and now we're supposed to be like, oh, if we're supposed to be like this, if we're supposed to be like, where are we? If we're supposed to be like, oh, I don't see it happening. I'm just saying, all right? So, we got on the Twitch side of the game. What's up to the Twitch side of the game? I'm doing great. Diggs, by the way, 7 or BTW7. How are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in on the Twitch side. I really, really appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
And so, car says difference. What is the difference? Is that the plus or minus like 13 thing? Because when you say plus or minus 13, isn't that a margin of error? Your car says we need better paying jobs. I agree. I mean, but wait. When you say we need better paying jobs, you mean people need to qualify for better paying jobs, or that jobs just need to pay better? That's what I'm trying to understand. What did I just do here? Let me undo that. All right, cool. I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. I want to go back to the times where there were no income. I mean, I didn't live during that time, so I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. But to no one, how about we go to no income taxes? How about that? We should try that for like 5 years and see what happens. Right? Let's try that for 5 years, see what happens. And how does the government get the money? However they did it when there were no income taxes, do it the same way, right? Your card says, and a lower threshold to college and trade schools. What do you mean by threshold? I'm just curious. Mitch says, I don't think that there is a housing shortage. I think there is a shortage of qualified people, which turns into not making money, hard to find jobs, hard to find good paying jobs. All that comes down to money. Well, what about the spending issue? Right? Are you just going to totally ignore the spending issue that I brought up? Here's another thing though. Remember, like, I think the first house that my parents bought, I think they bought it for like $75,000 back in 1994-ish, 93-ish, sometime around there. But now we're talking about homes for like 500,000, right? So I think there's something happened, right? Mitch says, your car says, facts to his good friend Mitch, follow the money.
Money.
Says he loves car BBL. I'm just saying. It says they come with a 6.0 and the GXP comes with a 6.2 liter. Oof. Love it. It says yes, they still have Applejacks. Shout out to the Applejacks. I used to actually like Applejacks better than Fruit Loops. No lie. I liked Apple Jacks better than Fruit Loops. Just saying. I don't know why. I don't know why. Mortgage equals a death contract. That escalated quickly. Most people don't think long term like that, though. Just saying. Says I don't plan on getting a mortgage. Okay, yeah, that's good. Awesome. I mean, see, that's the only thing that's complicated. Is like getting a house without a mortgage. You could easily do that with cars, but like that is a good trick. Figuring that out would be awesome, especially with the prices nowadays. You know. Let's see. It says it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Investment property is better, but like a duplex, etc. So I agree with you, Mitch. My only fear with like here, so my fear is when it comes to like, because even when you rent properties out and stuff, right? You don't only get into a contract with the person who's renting from you, you also get into a contract with the government. Now, remember during the pandemic, right? When they said that housing, like rent, like they had the rent moratorium, and people didn't have to pay their mortgages and stuff like that. But as the landlord, not getting your money, right? Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions. So that's why I'm always nervous in those type of situations, right? So I don't know. It's. I agree with you though. I agree with you. Like the duplex, because the lie that they told us is that buying a home is an investment, right? That was the lie. Buying a home is not. I repeat, it is not an investment. It is a money pit. It's a money pit, like because you got to pay for maintenance. You got to pay for repairs when things go bad. Appliances. You got to pay when major appliances go bad. Like if your roof goes bad. Insurance on the home, which it is always rising. Property taxes. And then the mortgage, right? It's like it goes up every single year. So it is like by the time you actually finish paying off the home, it's the amount you ended up paying is probably what the property is currently worth, right? What the hell? Me Massify says, don't save them. They don't want to be saved. Don't save them. All right, we got you. It says both jobs need to do both. I honestly think I think the job is still part of the supply and demand. Mitch, when you bring in more people artificially, it's going to keep the wages down. It's just like if there's nobody, like to me, this is just to me, right? If there is nobody to do the work, like if you're offering too little to do the work, you're gonna have to pay more. That's how I see it, right? That's how I see it. But if you keep bringing in people who are gonna take less money to do the work, then how will you ever be able to pay more people? Like, so the people who should be getting paid more, they won't be able to because they're bringing in more people who's going to require less money, right? But this is a great discussion for our economic show. Yep, ignoring like you do. Let me see. My wife says, I've been in one serious relationship and she was 21 years older than me. She had a daughter 7 years younger than me. What in the world is going on here? What in the world is going on? Let me read that over again. It says, she was 21 years older than me and she had a daughter 7 years younger than me. That is crazy. So I actually haven't been a captain. He's like, I'm not saving them. That's crazy. That is a crazy relationship to be in. It says, Cinnamon Toast. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is a good one too. That was my sister's favorite cereal. That was my sister's all-time favorite, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It says, I already own my house, bought it cash 8 years ago. Look at that. Only pay taxes twice a year. You know what? Clap it up for my guy, me, Masafai. Shout out to my guy right here. Love it, love it, love it. Mitch says, I'm happy my people don't give me no problems. That's awesome. You see, that's how it's supposed to be. Mitch says, I agree, not an investment. Yeah, I think we all agree on that. Don't even mention the HOA. Don't even mention the HOA. And the thing is with HOAs, right? When you live in if the condos and the townhouses, those HOAs are through the roof. Those are crazy. I'm telling you, in New York, they have those co-ops, right? They're not really like HOAs, but they're quote unquote co-ops. They're just as devious, right? But I think some people, their co-op fee or their HOA fee is more than their actual mortgage. Imagine that. Your car says nosy neighbors. It says, it depends. I bought my house before the economy bounced back, so my house was over tripled in value and I barely put any money into my house. Oh, I hate when that happens. If your mortgage is $1,500, for example, renting in a nice area, $2,200 a month could turn out better than owning. Just depends. That's true. But I don't think people see it that far. They don't see the bigger picture, Mitch. They don't see the bigger picture. So, and if you are a business person, right? If you're a business person, you could rent out the properties that you own, and it's even better if you can own it cash, right? And the place that you rent to live in, that could be a business expense. What? Now, I'm no business expert or financial expert. I'm just saying the idea is gold, right? People parked in front of your drive. Oh my God, that just grinds my gears, your car. That just grinds my gears. Oh, that just makes me sick. That makes me sick. Just saying.
Do not come.
That was a perfect one for that one, right? Parking in front or blocking your driveway. Oh, I hate it. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. That also deserves a.
I hate it here. I want to go home.
Now that I'm thinking, that's it. You might survive. Says, I was 23. It wasn't planned. It won't happen again. All right, let's. There you go. We grow. She was in her 40s. Mitch, she was 23 years old. Mitch, she was 23 years old. Like, oh, you mean okay? The daughter that was 7 years younger than me, Masafai. Okay, I can see what you're saying. that makes more sense now. I thought you mean like him being in the relationship with the 4-year-old wasn't that bad, but that's not good. And it says, one of the reasons why I'm thinking about getting out. Getting out of what? You know what? We're having so much fun tonight. Let's go on a little bit longer. I know it's 8. Let's go on a little bit longer. I do want to take a look at this video that I was talking about to see what this person was explaining about. I think it was, I forgot who it was who was explaining about the tariffs, but I wanted to take a look at that real quick. All right. Moving. I got you. You're thinking about moving. So if you move, Mitch, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right. Let's go to this screen. And those who are tuning in on the vertical version, the mobile version, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you guys. We got some good viewership over there, so I appreciate you. And I'm gonna work on it to make it a little bit more able to see what we're looking at, all that good stuff, right? All right, so let's go over to this. Let's go here and let's go to, no, not that. Let's go to here. And I'm going to start this over.
And of course it's a bargaining chip. We can't sell a Ford or GM in Europe. You go to Europe, you can't sell a Ford or GM. Why? There's 100% tariffs. How about in Japan? 100% tariffs. So do you think if we said, we're going to tariff you the way you tariff us, do you think they're going to allow Mercedes and all these Japanese companies and Porsches and BMWs to all of a sudden have 100% tariffs in America? Of course not. They're going to come and negotiate, and their tariffs are going to come down. And finally, Ford and General Motors are going to be able to sell in these places.
How's that sound, Andrew? That sounds
Of course they're going to come down. Of course. This is just negotiating.
It absolutely makes sense. If you do it strategically, if it's across the board, it creates a real problem. And the question is whether you believe the president is going to do it strategically or across the board. He keeps saying it across the board.
Well, when you're running for office, you make broad statements so people understand you.
Right.
Okay? Tariffs are an amazing tool by the president to use. They're an amazing tool, but he understands don't tariff stuff we don't make. Right? If we don't make it, and you want to buy it, I don't want to put the price up there. It's pointless. But use tariffs to build in America. If we want to make it in America, tariff it. Or if we're competing with it, tariff it. But you got to remember, we need to protect the American worker. Finally, someone's going to protect the American worker. And Donald Trump is here to protect the American worker.
Do you think we make a lot of money in tariffs? Or if they're used as negotiating tactics, look, tariffs will come down there. We're not going to have super high tariffs here either. There's not going to be a big pot of money at the end of the day.
I love that story. So which is it? Do we make a lot of money on tariffs, or we bring productivity here and we drive up our workers here? So it's a win-win scenario. I like both of them. I think what's going to happen is we'll make a bunch of money on the tariffs, but mostly everybody else is going to negotiate with us, and we will be more fair. In 1948, right, we came up with something called the Marshall Plan, right? The world, Germany and Japan were destroyed after World War II, and we wanted to export our economy to them. So we made a rule. They could tariff us, and we won't tariff them. So they can rebuild. This is the best
explanation I've heard of.
So they can rebuild their economy. We rebuilt their economy using something called the Marshall Plan. Yeah. Our economy is so awesome that we'll use it to help you rebuild. When should that have ended? What do you think, 1980? Right? 1985? I mean, why 40 years are Japan and Germany and all of Europe still tariffing the heck out of our auto industry, tariffing the heck out of our furniture industry? Do you realize all your furniture you're buying that's made foreign? It seems crazy. Why? It's because they tariff us and we don't tariff them. It's so obvious.
So, what do you think about what this guy said? What do you think about what this guy said, right? Because so we watched a video the other day about all the tariff stuff. But if for example, Japanese cars, let's say Honda, Toyota, they come into our country, right, into the United States, and we don't charge them anything to bring it in, right? But let's say for our amazing friends in, Detroit area, wherever and other car manufacturers, right? If we want to send a Ford Mustang to Japan and we have to pay 100% tariff, whatever the amount is going to be, right? Then why would somebody in Japan pay way more for our car? Because the cost gets passed on to the consumer, right? We all know that. We all know that the cost gets passed on to the consumer, right? So, and that's why they say that tariffs are going to cost the people more. But why would somebody in Japan pay a lot more money for a Ford Mustang, a Dodge Hellcat, a Dodge Durango, Cadillac, Escalade? Why would they pay so much more when they can just get a Corolla, a Camry, an Avalon, Tundra, whatever, right? Why would they pay so much more for the car that's being shipped to them when they can just get their own car? And now for us, if the cars that are brought in from Toyota or Honda or whoever are just about the same price as our cars, then it's like there's no incentive really to buy the Ford or the Chevy You know, the GMC, right? Well, like, so I understand the argument. I mean, I understand his argument. You know, I'm not a financial expert at all, but I understand what this guy is saying. He actually broke it down pretty well. You know, I'm just curious. Like, what do you guys think? Your car, Mitch, Mimasify, what do you guys think about that? Maybe I'll add tariffs to the economic dictionary, right? Can you level the playing field? Like, why are they making it impossible for our products to sell into other countries? Why, like, your car said, and Mitch said, we need better paying jobs, right? We need better paying jobs, right? Well, in order to get better paying jobs, what do we need people here to actually be able to work? I don't know. I could be off. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think, right? But let's get back to the chat. Your car says, just buy a home in the country on a few acres. It's more peaceful that way. Mitch says, negative ghostwriter, can't do that. Years ago, I lived in the middle of nowhere, needed a car to go everywhere. That's a good point. You know, and then like if you want to go to Costco or Walmart or whatever, it's like a 30 to 40 minute drive. It's like, I hear you, Mitch. I hear you. It says, they are going to say it's a monopoly. What's a monopoly? What are they going to say is a monopoly? I mean, they say everything's a monopoly. They say, Mitch, did you see the, what interview is that? Did you see the Trump at the Bloomberg thing when they asked him if he would break up, like if he's in favor of breaking up Google? I don't know if you guys caught it, but he actually said he wasn't in favor of breaking up Google. He didn't say it directly, but he said though that he was he indirectly said he wasn't in favor of breaking up Google. And why he said, because although they do a lot of things that he doesn't like, right, and try to get those resolved, but he doesn't want to break up a great company and have them go to a competing country, which I never, like, you don't really hear people taking it from that perspective. Says, you love to, I didn't really understand them. So I was trying to find out more details, right? And I saw this explanation and it was good. Your car says, if they tariff to the point where it's 100%, you won't be able to compete. So it's just a matter of how much you want to tariff. It's called a trade war. I mean, but if other places are tariffing at 100% on our products, then we can't compete. That's exactly, we can't compete. So why should the competition go in one direction? If you work at Walmart on the ground level, you should not be making minimum wage. What do you mean by the ground level? Like, what is the ground level? Like on the floor, like a stock person? So, Mitch, who should be making minimum wage? Maybe I'm confused on what you're saying. Please clarify your point. Me and Ralph are agreeing with each other too much today. That's why I'm saying if he wins, hospital will be allowed to merge, etc. Like more companies will be allowed under Biden. There are stipulations. Cashiers, stockers. So you're saying cashiers and stockers should not. So who should be making minimum wage? Like if cashiers and stock person should not be making minimum wage, who should be making minimum wage? I think honestly, I'm gonna say something controversial, right? I agree that nobody should be making minimum wage because there should be no minimum wage. What? Yeah, I don't believe in the minimum wage. I said it. All right. I know you're gonna come at me. Right? But I think the minimum wage is artificial, and the minimum wage prices a bunch of people, like high school students who are just trying to get their foot in the door, try to get some experience, prices them out of the market. So you're telling me, Mitch, you would be willing to pay, and here's the problem, right? A lot of these jobs, see, and this is your problem. This is your problem, Mitch. This is your problem. Your problem is a lot of these jobs that you're talking about shouldn't be like stock, cashiers and stock people and stuff like that, shouldn't be making minimum wage. They were created for high school students, college students, summer jobs and stuff like that. That's what it was created for, so that they can start building experience and discipline, waking up on time, dressing correctly, taking a shower before going to work, showing up to work, doing the job, having discipline, having order. But now people try to turn these jobs into their way of living. That's my thoughts on it. Right? So I don't even believe in the minimum wage. I don't like getting in between two people's contract negotiation. I think wages will naturally go up based on demand. That's me, right? It's just me. It says what I'm saying is as much money as Walmart makes. I don't care how much money Walmart makes.
It doesn't matter what you think.
I don't care how much money Walmart makes. I couldn't care less how much money Walmart makes. That's no. I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say, right? It says if I owned Walmart, I actually would be, because I would make more money. Actually would be what? See, Mitch, but you're never. I don't think you'd ever own Walmart, because with that mindset, your business is not like. I mean, Mitch, as much with that's the part about you that's crazy and hilarious, right? Because as data minded, like as data person that you are, your misplaced compassion will get the worst of you. It will get the worst of you. Your misplaced compassion will get the worst of you, because if you were to strictly, like, if you were a robot and you strictly look at the numbers, you would see it, right? But Mitch sees at least Mitch sees my point. But he does not agree with me, though. Misplaced compassion. All right. Let me see how long this other video is, because I do want to wrap it up. We've only been live for a minute and 30. All right, let me see. Let's see. What am I looking for? All right, I know what I'm looking for. So, let's see here. Can we get to this video today? Let's see. Let's go to here.
Our next guest is here to talk about.
All right, this is 7 minutes. All right, we can do this video. Let's do this video, and then we'll wrap it up after that. All right. I do have competition tomorrow, Mitch. I do have competition tomorrow. I'll be fighting around noon tomorrow. Let me see. Let's go to. Oh, your car. Remember last time when I lost all my overlays that were shared across scenes? Right before I switched to a different profile to record, I exported the overlay, so I didn't lose anything. Woo! I did not lose anything. I just can't get it back right now. That's all. Because I started the stream before I noticed that. So we will fix that. But let's go over to video share, and let me pull this up over here. So, should we tax unrealized capital gains? So, should unrealized gains be taxed? So, what are unrealized gains to start off, right? So, quickly, unrealized gains are if you own like stocks and stuff like that, whatever things that you own that is not like money, like right there in front of you. So like money in the stock market or stocks, property, like if you have a property portfolio that you're not where there's a valuation of it, right? You don't have the money in your hands, but there's a valuation of it. So whatever that valuation is, those are your unrealized gains or losses, right? So for instance, let's say you own stocks, right? And let's say you have $100,000 in stocks. Let's say today when the market closed, it went down by 20,000. So now you have $20,000 in stocks. And then on Monday it goes up by like 40,000. So now you have $120,000 in stocks. All that money is it only realized when you actually pull the money out. So at 80,000, so if it went down to 80,000, you pull the money out, then you lost $20,000. If you pulled it out when it went up to 120,000, then you made 120,000, right? But it doesn't really mean anything. So all the time, because a lot of people they go crazy by the stock market, right? They say, oh, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. But if you're not planning on pulling it out, it doesn't really mean much, right? So the unrealized gains now they're talking about taxing. Should they be taxed? Is, let's say you started this year at $100,000 in your stock portfolio. At the end of the year, the value is $120,000, right? But you didn't pull any money out. You didn't pull any money out. They're saying, should the $20,000 in unrealized gains, should you have to pay taxes on those? That's what they're going to be discussing, right? So let's watch it.
Our next guest is here to talk about so many different issues, including the presidential candidates' economic plans. Also, the anti-DEI backlash taking place by some big U.S. companies. You can add Ford and Lowe's to that list. Last week, they said separately they're going to be scaling back some of those efforts. Also want to get into Elon Musk and what's taking place in Brazil over the weekend. And if you'd indulge me, where I actually want to start talking about the economic plans is a video that went viral last week where Joe and Becky had an opportunity to interview Elizabeth Warren about unrealized tax gains, and that has caused a lot of consternation on all sides.
Well, this is one of the worst tax ideas that's floating around. And it's one of the worst tax ideas, not in the abstract, not in the academic halls, but in America, where we have had a different dynamism. The ability, the flywheel of capital and talent and technology going on, that is driven by our tax system, by the willingness of Americans to take after-tax dollars and invest them in risky ventures that may not pay off for years. Okay, so I happen, as you know,
there's more. We don't disagree about this issue as it relates to unrealized tax gains.
Do people think there's like a technology fairy?
No, but my question to you then is, assuming we're not going to do that, and by the way, one of the reasons that that's even put forth is a view that if you don't put something on the table that's taxing those gains annually like this, and if you were to put something out there that said, you can capture the gains later, that potentially a different party, a Republican Party or something else, would get into power later, undo whatever the policies were to capture the gains properly in the future, and therefore you'd actually never capture any taxes. My question to you is, how do you feel, for example, about
Bill Ackman? That's such an ivory tower.
Well, no, but there's a practical reality to it, which is we haven't dealt with those folks who take loans, as you know, against their unrealized gains and effectively have those gains. Should that be?
I have a question. Why should any of that be taxed? Why should any of that be taxed? Like, Mitch, your car, help me out here. Me, myself, help me out. Why should any of that be taxed? If I'm paying, how many times can they tax us, right? How many times can they tax us? If I make money, right? So I go to work, right? I pay taxes, and then that money, I invest that money, right? I invest that money, and that money, it does its own thing. Why am I paying taxes on that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why am I paying taxes on that? Whether it's capital or unrealized, right? Whether it's realized or unrealized, why should I have to pay taxes on that? How many times do we have to pay taxes? Like we pay property tax, state tax, and all the money that we're paying, we've already been taxed from the money we made in the first place. It makes no sense to me. See, I don't mind paying property taxes because, funding the police department, the schools, and all that type of stuff, right? But I'm already paying that with less money that I made from from the money that you make from work, they're already taking a big chunk of that. And now I have to go use that money to pay other taxes. That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any freaking sense to me.
Do not come.
Right? Anyways, I'm sorry.
Taxed, for example.
You know what, Andrew? Something like that.
Why is this guy so gung-ho about how are we going to tax it? We shouldn't. We shouldn't.
Someone says, okay, I'm going to take a loan and I'm bringing forward my realization of those gains. I'm very happy to look at that. That's a very narrow issue. Okay. So I'm very happy to look. That's a discussion that.
How would you feel about dealing with step up at death? If you because all of these things have a huge implication on the system, which is to say, if you dealt with step up at death, right? If you dealt with this loan issue, you take the incentive away for those things to happen, and therefore those things would get taxed in a way that are somewhat considered proper. If you dealt with carried interest, I'm saying
I don't think there is ever a tax that's considered proper. I'm just saying. I don't think there's a tax that's considered proper. Don't at me.
Low-hanging fruit here.
Okay, but we're talking carried interest. We're talking about something that scores at $40 billion over 10 years or something.
And therefore you wouldn't do it?
No, I'm just saying that those discussions I'm happy to have. This idea that we're going to take this fundamental American, uniquely American system, the one that has lifted the entire world out of the COVID malaise because of technology, because of our investments in energy. We're pumping 40% more gas than we did when Trump took office. We're pumping a third more oil. You know why? Because we invest in the technology to make that happen.
But here's the issue. The reason why that proposal, this unrealized gain proposal, has any oxygen at all, I would argue to you, and as you know, I don't subscribe to that policy, but the reason it has any oxygen is because the Republican Party has not provided any oxygen to the low-hanging fruit issues, the step up at death, the issues around taking those loans, the issues around carried interest. If those things were taken off the table, we wouldn't even be having these conversations.
I don't believe that for a second.
No,
this is all about.
Why, if I have whatever assets that I have, right? Why does my death trigger my family to have to pay a bunch of money because it's a death tax? Like, why? I don't get it. I don't understand. Why is the government entitled to whatever percentage of my stuff when I die? I'm sorry.
Pandering to the idea that the wealthy don't pay their fair share. That's how this is cast.
We'll never get enough.
And it's. Let me give you two other things that bother me about this that you're not hearing. One is this incentivizes the government to create inflation. If you're going to tax the gain in a price,
right?
Prices go up when inflation goes up.
Smart point.
So the government is incented to increase prices. And look, if something goes from $100 to $200 because of inflation, you haven't gained anything. But you're going to pay the government.
The real viral nature of that discussion wasn't so much on the unrealized gains; it was on price controls and just the notion.
Joe, that's my other point. What are price controls? They're the government setting prices. When you're taxing unrealized gain, who decides the price? I mean, we have a market price in the market, but
immediately
the government does.
Because of the backlash from the right and left, they immediately tacked to say that it's not about price controls; it's an anti-gouging.
That was nonsense.
I know.
But
what it really was a way to try to deflect what caused the inflation. And you can say it was a pandemic and reopening. You can say whatever you want, but there was definitely some fire or some fuel thrown, some gasoline thrown on the post-pandemic environment from all the stimulus.
And I heard your interview with Elizabeth Warren. It was fantastic. One of the things that she always fails to recognize is that markets are more competitive today than they ever have been because the ability to look at prices. I can look at
the internet.
The internet on my phone. I'm driving down the highway. I can look at the 5 gas stations that are within 30 miles and go to the lowest cost one.
So very interesting, and I agree with you when it comes to gas stations. I don't agree in the same way about supermarkets. I'm actually curious where you land on that, because the supermarket space is becoming increasingly consolidated. There's a real question as to what the pricing that's happening at supermarkets really is. I think by the way, there's been a lot of idiosyncratic issues. Joe brought up with Elizabeth Warren the issues of the real issues around egg pricing and other things. But having said that, the consolidation of the stores themselves has made it pricing a more complicated topic. I think that's
for supermarkets. There's still.
I looked at this because you made this point last time I was on.
It's Walmart and Amazon now. I mean, Kroger and Albertsons. That's not where the problem is.
Well, that's the question.
And the Costco's.
Right.
I mean, you go out to the we shop at the Costco in Brooklyn.
Yep.
It's an unbelievable. I mean, the amount of volume that gets driven through there, therefore driving prices lower, and the amount of people who are there shopping, It is remarkable. I looked at the inflation around grocery stores pre-pandemic. The prices were coming down for the
If you enforce monopoly laws and antitrust laws, doesn't the market take care of someone trying to gouge?
Well, that's what immediately. And the question is whether they are.
Let me tell you the industries that bother me where you can't see prices.
Instead of actually
education.
Right.
Education,
healthcare. We can go through the list.
They're the ones where government is involved.
Andrew, instead of trying to say, well, bacon in New York costs this, bacon out in the Midwest costs this, we're going to put a cap. Instead of trying to do that, just mind your P's and Q's on the antitrust stuff.
That's so dumb. All I know is whenever government. What was that line where they say your greatest fear should be when you hear a knock at the door and it says, "Hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Think about this. If these evil corporations got all together and said, "Okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that," right? Wouldn't people just find alternative places to shop? Right, so it's let's go shop at the farmers market. Let's buy directly from the farmers. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. People always advocate to shop at the farmers market. So if they start if they start to quote unquote try to price gouge, then you either stop eating that product, find another source to get it from, and go from there. So I don't know. I think it's all nonsense. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up. We are going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm gonna go and fix this overlay issue because I didn't have my timers. I didn't have nothing. Right? I didn't have nothing. It was a mess. Let me finish with the chat. But do me a favor though, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content, as well as go to techcoachdrop.dev. Sign up today. Sign up for exclusive content, for one-on-one coaching, all that good stuff. All right. Let me see. Mitch said, let me, before we go, let me do one more thing. Actually, I'll do that for Sunday. All right. Let me see. And Sunday, I might actually start the show later. I'm still debating what I'm going to do. Might have to go to an event during the day, so I might start the show later. But we are going to have a show on Sunday no matter what. I will not cancel Sunday's show for that, all right? All right, so, and Mitch says, good luck, homie, to the competition tomorrow. Shout out to you, Mitch. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Mitch says, you shouldn't be taxed on anything. I agree with that 100%. Because if you win the lottery, you shouldn't be taxed. Don't say the lottery is 500 million, but if I win, I get 200 million. Just say the lottery is 200 million. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the money goes to the government bonuses. You know what I'm looking forward, Mitch? I'm looking to that government efficiency league. All right, the government efficiency league. I'm looking forward to that. Right. That's why people would job stack. That makes sense. There's a look at me and Ralph debating, and your car just being quiet as usual.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Says, Ralph, you're not listening. What am I not listening to? It says, look at Ferris looking in the window, trying to get in. Nope, not happening. All right, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you all. We had a wonderful, wonderful time tonight. So it was fun doing it on Friday night, but I'm usually busy on Fridays. But you guys know, I just want to know.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had an absolutely amazing time with you all, looking at these economic numbers, looking at the tariffs, talking about cars. Oh, you know what? I didn't share the GCP story, but I do got to get out of here, so I will share that on another night. All right, I'll share it on another day. All right. Mitch says, and Alexis needs a quiz. She didn't show up for class. You are 100% right, Mitch. You are 100% right. I got it. I'll take care of it, Mitch. I will take care of it. All right. And you guys know, especially after all this money talk, our tariffs, our taxes, unrealized capital gains, our housing indicators, our jobless claims, our retail goods, yesterday's price is not today's price, and today's price is certainly not tomorrow's price, because we are not yet in our opportunity economy.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up. But on that note, friends, family, my co-host, this is Tech Coach Ralph. Remember, always remember.
You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
This is what I'm talking about.
I'm a knucklehead at times.
All right? We are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Do not come.